Hey everyone, ready to dive into the world of telecommunications management? We're talking interview prep today, folks. We've got our hands on some seriously insightful career guides and a treasure trove of real-life interview questions.
We're going to equip you with the know-how and the confidence to really nail that interview.
Because acing this interview, well, it's about more than just knowing the techie stuff.
Right. Absolutely. It's about showcasing your leadership, your problem-solving skills, your ability to thrive in this super fast-paced, constantly changing field.
Okay, so let's get right into it. This telecommunications manager, the complete career guide, has been super helpful. And one thing that really jumps out, it's not just about managing the systems, the wires and signals and all that. It's about managing people too.
It's a people-focused role, for sure.
You're coordinating teams, you're troubleshooting those inevitable technical hiccups, and you're staying ahead of the curve on all the advancements, which, let's be real, feels like there's a new one every 5 minutes.
It's true. This field waits for no one. And that's part of what makes it so exciting. You're really at the forefront of how we connect with each other in this digital age. But yeah, all those responsibilities, they require some serious leadership skills.
And this guide, it really dives deep into those skills too, which is great. Oh, and one more thing that caught my eye. It says, the employment outlook for telecommunications managers is, you guessed it, positive.
Music to any job seeker's ears,
Yeah.
right? Job security is a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. And for those who like a mix of, being in the office and getting out in the field, this guide says it's typically mostly office-based, but with some on-site visits.
Which is a nice balance. You get that structure of the office, but also the opportunity to roll up your sleeves and get hands-on. And that actually brings up an interesting point for your interview. Think about how your own preferences and experiences fit into that dynamic. How would you answer a question about your ideal work setting? What would you say?
Yeah, that's a good one. Because they want to see if you're a good fit, not just for the role, but for their company culture too. Speaking of showing them what you've got, should we get into these interview questions?
Let's do it. Hit me.
All right. This one's a classic. Describe your experience managing a team in a telecommunications setting. Seems straightforward, right?
Yeah, deceptively so. They're not just looking for a list of your past job titles. This is your chance to really sell your leadership style. How do you motivate your team? How do you handle conflict? Think of specific examples from your past that really showcase those leadership qualities in action.
Yeah. The guide actually emphasizes that. Be specific. Don't just tell them you're a great leader. Give them concrete examples that prove it.
Exactly. Show, don't tell.
Okay, next question. How do you stay up to date with the latest telecommunications technologies and trends? I feel like with this one, they want to see that you're not stuck in the technological Stone Age.
Right. The telecommunications landscape is changing so fast. They need to know you're actively engaged in learning and adapting. Talk about conferences you've attended, any online courses you might have taken, even industry thought leaders or publications you follow.
Basically, you've got to show them that you're genuinely passionate about this field and that you're committed to staying ahead of the curve. Okay, now this next one is a biggie. How do you ensure that your team is delivering high-quality telecommunication services to customers? Because, let's face it, happy customers are everything.
It's true. And ultimately, that's what they care about most. So what they're really asking is, how do you, as a leader, make sure your team consistently delivers those exceptional results? Talk about the quality control processes you've implemented in the past, any key performance indicators you track, maybe even feedback mechanisms you use to make sure you're meeting customer needs.
And this is where those specific examples really come in handy, right?
Oh, absolutely. They bring your answers to life.
Okay, let's switch gears for a moment. The telecommunications world, it can be pretty fast-paced, right? This next question gets at how you handle that pressure. How do you prioritize competing demands and manage your workload in a fast-paced telecommunications environment?
Okay, so organization is key here. They want to see that you can think on your feet and handle multiple things at once without completely losing it. Talk about your time management techniques, your go-to strategies for prioritizing tasks. Do you live and breathe by to-do lists? Are you a project management software guru? What works for you? Whatever your methods, project that sense of calm and control.
Because a calm and collected manager usually translates to a calmer and more efficient team overall. All right, question 5. Describe a time when you had to troubleshoot a complex telecommunications problem. What was your approach and what was the outcome? This one feels like it's all about showing off those problem-solving skills.
Exactly. They want to see your thought process in action. So Pick a situation that really challenged you and then walk them through it step by step. What were the issues? What did you do to diagnose the problem? How did you come up with the solution? Don't be shy about getting a little technical here either. Show them you understand the complexities of the systems involved.
It's all about demonstrating that you can handle the tough stuff when it comes your way. Now, let's talk regulations. This next one is about making sure everything is on the up and up. How do you ensure that your team is complying with regulatory and legal requirements in the telecommunications industry? Rules and regs are there for a reason, right?
Absolutely. This is about showing that you not only understand the rules of the game, but that you're also committed to ethical and legal conduct. Highlight your knowledge of relevant industry regulations, talk about any procedures you've put in place to ensure compliance, maybe mention training programs you've used to keep your team in the loop.
It's not the time to downplay the importance of following the rules. Okay, back to those real-world scenarios with question 7. Describe a time when you had to manage a crisis situation in the telecommunications industry. What was your approach and what was the outcome? In this field, those unexpected challenges are going to pop up, right?
Oh, for sure. It's inevitable. So they want to see that you can stay cool under pressure and lead your team through a crisis. Think of a situation that really tested your leadership. Maybe a major network outage, a security breach, or even something like a natural disaster that disrupted services. Walk them through how you tackled it.
Focus on what you learned from that experience, and of course, highlight that positive outcome. All right, question 8. What strategies do you use to ensure that your team is continually improving their skills and knowledge in the telecommunications industry? Continuous learning is so important, especially in the tech world where things are constantly evolving.
It really is. A great telecommunications manager is also a mentor and a coach. So this is your chance to showcase that. Share your strategies for creating a culture of learning within your team. Talk about any training programs, mentorship opportunities, or professional development resources you encourage.
Highlight how you help your team members grow and excel in their careers. Okay, almost at the finish line here. Question 9. How do you approach vendor management and contract negotiations in the telecommunications industry? Vendors, they can be essential partners, but let's be honest, they can also be tough negotiators.
Oh, they can be ruthless.
Yeah.
This question is about demonstrating your business savvy, your negotiation skills. How do you select vendors? What's your strategy when it comes to those contract negotiations? How do you ensure you're getting the best possible deal?
And if you've got any specific examples of times when you've successfully negotiated a really good contract or even resolved a vendor dispute, definitely mention those. Being a skilled negotiator is a huge asset. Okay, before we jump into how RoleCatcher can help you absolutely crush it in your interview and beyond, let's talk career advancement. This guide has some really insightful advice.
Yes, landing the job is just the first step. What comes next? This guide has some great tips on how to really climb that career ladder.
So you've landed the job, congrats. What now? Well, this guide suggests considering certifications like the CCNA, the CCNP. Have you heard of these?
Oh, absolutely. They're huge in the industry. They tell potential employers that you're serious about your career, that you have a deep understanding of networking.
It's like earning a badge of honor that says, hey, I know my stuff.
Precise.
The CCNA, or Cisco Certified Network Associate, that's a great starting point, especially if you're new to Cisco technologies. It covers all those networking fundamentals, and then you can level up to the CCNP, or Cisco Certified Network Professional, which gets into more of those specialized areas. There are tons of certifications out there, but the takeaway is they can really boost your credibility, not to mention your earning potential.
And beyond certifications, the guide really emphasizes the importance of, continuous learning, attending conferences, joining those professional organizations, maybe even pursuing an advanced degree.
Yeah, because the learning never really stops, especially in this field. Okay, are you ready to hear about a total game changer when it comes to interview prep and career growth?
Always hit me with it.
It's called RoleCatcher. And let me tell you, this platform, it's like having a career coach and a cheerleader all rolled into one. It's not just about prepping for a specific interview. It's about, taking control of your entire career journey. And one of the things I think is so cool, it has this AI-powered CV and resume builder.
Oh, that's so helpful. We've all been there, right? Staring at that blank page, where do I even begin? RoleCatcher takes all the guesswork out of it. It helps you create a resume that really pops.
Seriously, it's amazing. And for anyone out there feeling extra ambitious who might want to explore other paths within the field, they also have this Career Compass feature. It helps you uncover related career paths and opportunities you might not have even known existed. Talk about empowering.
That's so smart. I love
Yeah.
that. And this telecommunications manager guide actually profiles a senior telecommunications manager. Their career path is so impressive. They started out, in a more junior role and worked their way up, eventually overseeing entire departments, spearheading these huge strategic initiatives. Super inspiring.
Such a great example of what's possible.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see how someone can really make their mark on an industry like this.
And you know what's so fascinating? Telecommunications is increasingly interconnected with these other booming fields, like cybersecurity, cloud computing, data analytics. They're all intertwined now. That senior telecommunications manager profile, they emphasized how important it is to have a solid foundation in those areas, especially if you want to move into those leadership positions.
It's true. Technology is becoming more and more interconnected. What was once a niche area of expertise is now blending with all these other areas. It just goes to show the learning truly never ends in this field. But hey, that's what keeps things interesting.
It's about embracing that challenge of always learning and growing, and
Right.
that's what makes it so rewarding.
Totally. It's like you're always on the cutting edge.
Exactly. Always pushing the boundaries. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground here, tons of interview prep. But before you head into that interview, let's leave you with one final thought to ponder.
Oh, I love these final thoughts.
Mhm.
Always gets the gears turning.
Right. So picture this. You walk into that interview room, you're prepared, you're confident, you're ready to wow them. But here's the question they're going to ask. How do you, as a telecommunications manager, envision the future of connectivity? What gets you excited about this field? What kind of mark do you hope to make on the way we connect and communicate in a world that's becoming more and more reliant on seamless, high-speed connections?
It's not just about managing the present. It's about shaping the future.
Exactly.
And you know what can help you do both.
Not that.
Our good friend RoleCatcher. And listen, it's not just about acing the interview, although it's amazing for that. It's about having this incredible tool throughout your entire career journey, from crafting a standout resume to even exploring new career paths, which, by the way, their Career Compass feature.
So good.
Seriously, so good.
Yeah.
But that's a whole other conversation. Point is, RoleCatcher's got your back.
100%. It's like having that secret weapon in your back pocket. And you know what? Don't underestimate the power of technology to help you achieve your career goals.
Preach it. Okay, everyone listening, good luck with those interviews. You've got this. Remember, preparation is key. Showcase that passion, and don't be shy about those accomplishments. You've worked hard to get to this point. Now go out there and shine. And hey, let's know how it goes. Until next time, happy networking. All right, before we wrap up this deep dive on landing that telecommunications manager job, any final words of wisdom for our listeners to really knock it out of the park?
We've talked a lot about the technical skills, the leadership skills, all that good stuff. But when you really think about it, this field, it's about something much bigger. It's about connecting people, right? It's about enabling communication and innovation on a global scale.
It's the foundation of how we interact with the world around us.
Exactly. So as you head into that interview, carry that sense of purpose with you. Let your passion shine through, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to set you apart.
So well said. It's not just about checking off the boxes. It's about conveying your enthusiasm for this ever-evolving, always exciting field. Well, folks, there you have it. Our deep dive into the world of telecommunications management. We've covered a ton of ground, but we hope you've walked away feeling informed, inspired, and ready to land that dream job. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and most importantly, keep connecting.